What is going on, everybody?
Hello.
It is Big Smarters here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Spirit of Justice. When we left off,
We investigated.
we visited the Soren mansion.
Yes.
Found out Larry's been involved in this shit. Also found out there's a dead sister.
Most likely dead sister.
Well, no, it was confirmed. Died in a car accident.
Oh, that's right.
And Larry's fucking everything up for us.
Yeah.
But we'll make sure he's not a problem anymore.
And that Ellen here is getting cut off from being married because she's a criminal, can't have a criminal in the family. And we're trying to fix that.
Yes. So, investigation results. In the course of our investigation, we heard that you had been seen standing in front of the victim with the murder weapon in your hands.
That didn't last long.
Pan?
It wasn't what it looked like. It's true, I was holding the murder weapon. When I found him, he was already dead. I panicked. I was hoping I could go back in time again like I had done earlier. So I picked up the timekeeper from the pedestal and brought it over without thinking.
You were so desperate you were ready to try anything, huh? Unfortunately, that sort of behavior makes you an easy target for the prosecution.
No!
And as for your little trip through time, none of your in-laws could confirm your story, I'm afraid.
I see.
The only exception is Larry. He said he saw something.
Really? What did he see?
Time travel. All the way back to the prehistoric era. Can't say I quite believe it myself, but Larry claims he saw something incredible. Claims he saw a pterodactyl flying outside the airship.
What? She dropped it. That's clever.
Not only that, but apparently Pierce...
Nicody
told Larry to keep quiet about it.
Do you have another one? Yeah. Or she picked it up.
Yeah.
But why would Pierce do such a thing? Larry's theory is that Sprocket Aviation is developing something in secret. A time machine, to be exact. Do you think that's why nobody would confirm my story? Because it's a secret?
Oops. I really don't know. But speaking of your in-laws, we did manage to find your key card at Sprocket Manor. One of your in-laws said he'd keep an eye on it for you.
Oh, thank goodness! I lost it while I was getting things ready for the reception. I looked everywhere for it. I'm so glad you found it!
At least they're tears of joy this time for a change?
Wow, she cries a lot. Well, Nick, looks like you'll have to prove the existence of time travel in court tomorrow. That's right, I swear that while Mr. Gloomsbury was being killed, I was busy traveling back through time.
Great, with stodgy skeptic Edgeworth at the helm of the prosecution tomorrow, we're really gonna have our work cut out for us. Ugh.
He's gonna be like, really? Seriously? This is... Why?
This is really the line you're going down, Mr. Wright? Christ. Let's go ahead and save the game. So, as we save, I have a potential theory.
Oh boy, here we go.
It's not something too wild, but it's something that I could see happening. But here's my thought of what may have happened.
Okay.
So I believe that Ellen was being attacked by the victim. Obviously, we had that whole scene play out. I think that probably Soren saw it. Soren killed him in defense of Ellen, but the butler watched it happen. So the butler then switched up the scene to make it look like Ellen was guilty of it to protect Soren and the family name. Because I wonder if that's why he's so confident, like, I'll take your offer, but you're going to regret this because instead you're going to ruin Soren and the entire family. That's my guess. I could be entirely wrong, but it'd be dramatic. It'd be like, Soren killed for you. Bah! Anyways.
Ow! Why do you keep doing that?
I'm sorry. Anyways, back to the defendant line number 3.
Good morning, Mr. Wright.
You know you can take that off, right? Morning,
they didn't
Ellen.
Give me any other clothes.
I see you're still wearing your wedding gown.
And I will continue to wear it until our marriage is saved. Oh, Soren! Oh, he's there. Hi, buddy. Do you think he came to see how she's holding up? Soren, my love, you came all the way to the courthouse just to see me?
Oh boy.
Oh, Soren, I don't know what to say.
Blueprints?
What? Huh?
The engine blueprints. I can't find them. Do you know where they are? It broke for a second, but we're back.
Oh, they're in your room. Third shelf from the bottom on the right-hand side.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I see.
Oh, what?
Damn. He's leaving already?
Don't tell me he came just to ask about some stupid blueprints.
Are you sure you want to marry this man?
Is he really that cold of a person, or is that just how he comes off, I wonder?
Like, fuck.
What about me, Soren? You say what about... Oh.
Ellen? He's back. Come home soon. I'm lost without you.
Oh. She's gonna start crying.
Oh, absolutely.
Soren!
Uh-huh. Sounds about right.
Oh.
Later?
Oh. Looks like showing your vulnerabilities is the fastest way to capturing a woman's heart.
Cold exterior, soft interior. The best way to go forward. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? I mean, what?
Yes! You should take notes on this, Nick.
Please leave me out of this.
No, you already brought yourself into it.
Anyway, it looks like Soren isn't big on words. But it's clear that he cares about Ellen.
Reminds me of someone else we know, huh?
Knowing that, I actually kind of feel relieved.
Right, Nick?
Oh, good. You want to clear that? You need to fix that up a little bit. Hold on. There you go. Perfect. And pull yourself together.
There we go.
Nailed it.
Mr. Wright, I just absolutely can't be found guilty, you hear?
Don't worry. I'm going to do everything I can to prove your innocence.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
The trial's about to start, sir. Edgeworth. Knowing him, he's not going to yield an inch. So I've just got to fight with everything I've got and save Ellen. All right, time for going all rise. Almost. Well, let's do, District Courtroom.
No 6.
There we go. There we go. Now it's gonna do the all.
Courtroom no 6.
All rise, motherfucker. All right.
Court is now in session for the trial of Ellen Wright.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
All right, not a competition. Seeing so many familiar faces gathered together like this, feels as though I'm at a grand reunion. It makes me want to go out for dinner and a drink and reminisce with all of you.
Aw, sounds like a great idea. I was dying for a real burger the whole time I was away.
We could make it a welcome party or welcome back party for Maya. How about it, Edgeworth?
Oh, welcome back party.
I have no intention of cavorting with my enemies. Now then, Your Honor, let us start this trial at once.
Enemies, Edgeworth, really? Huh? Fucking soon.
Oh, still not one for light-hearted banter, are you, Mr. Edgeworth?
Jokes and good humor are beyond worthless in a court of law.
Sore feelings, apparently. Jeez.
Guess we'll just have to have the party without him then.
However, were it after the conclusion of this trial, I might consider joining you for your little welcome back party. I certainly wouldn't mind an invite at the very least.
He's still as emotionally constipated as ever, I see.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please go over the details of this case for us.
The victim was Dumas Gloomsbury, a servant in the Sprocket household.
This brings me back Maya and Phoenix on one side and Edgeworth on the other.
Yeah. He was in attendance at the wedding reception that occurred from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mr. Gloomsbury apparently felt some animosity towards Ellen Wyatt, and so, I bet for the reception at 10 p.m., he assaulted Miss Wyatt with the intent to kill her. The defendant fought back and ended up killing Mr. Gloomsbury.
In other words, it was justified self-defense, correct? If that's the case, the defendant might not be criminally responsible.
He's right. Worst case scenario, could he go for self-defense to avoid a criminal charge? I wonder how Edgeworth plans to counter that, though. The prosecution's first witness will make my view on the matter clear, Your Honor.
Oh boy.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring in the first witness.
Who's it gonna be? Butler man? Wait. Emma?
Who did?
That's Emma.
Yeah, because usually the investigator shows up first.
Well, I also know Emma by her shoes.
True. Please state your name and occupation.
Because I thought about cosplaying her before. I'm like, what are your shoes look like? I'm like, you wear heels? Why? Emma Sky, forensic investigator. And I'd just like to say, sir, that being in the same courtroom as you is a great honor. Oh, I forgot she's a fangirl of Edgeworth.
Huh? Oh, that's right. You're a fan of Edgeworth, aren't you, Emma?
I remember. We're good friends and all, Mr. Wright. But just this once, I intend to faithfully and fully testify for the prosecution. And I do mean that wholeheartedly.
I expect no less from you.
Yes, sir! I'm going to do my very best. Because remember, her older sister was a prosecutor, yeah. Looks like you lost the popularity contest to Mr. Edgeworth, Nick.
I really could care less. Besides, she'll see who's the better lawyer once I win this trial.
Yeah, maybe then you'll actually really care less.
Now, Detective Sky, if you please.
Boom.
Witness testimony.
Let's do this.
Rundown of the case. Their murder weapon was a clock called the Timekeeper.
Clock.
The victim was hit with it from behind and he fell over, right into the lantern. The defendant was spotted then, standing in front of the body, holding the murder weapon. The victim was struck twice, by the way.
Huh. That's a new one.
Yeah.
He was struck twice?
That's right. There's no mistake about it.
Are we going to get the autopsy report finally? Because we don't have that.
No. The first blow was to the back of the victim's head. It was hard enough to knock him unconscious. Yet despite the fact that he had been immobilized by the first blow, the defendant delivered a second fatal blow to the side of the victim's head.
Which means what exactly?
That's where the criminal charges come in.
Huh. I figured it would go right over your head. Let's put it this way. By striking the victim a second time, the defendant killed her last chance to escape from any criminal wrongdoing.
She did? But how, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defendant may have been fighting back because she was being attacked. However, she then went on to deliver a fatal blow to a man who was already fully unconscious.
Nick, is he saying what I think he is?
I don't feel so well. And thus, Mr. Wright has justified self-defense been removed from the table. The prosecution intends to prove that the defendant killed the victim with murderous intent. Allow me to belatedly submit the victim's autopsy report. So that's why he was acting all smug. Well, more smug than usual.
It's fine, right? It's not like we were going to plead self-defense anyway, right?
Right, but now the judge has a negative impression of Ellen. Huh. He may not get to prosecute much anymore, but he definitely hasn't lost his touch. Might be why he's the chief prosecutor and boss of all prosecutors at this point.
Pep. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Alright, let's do it.
Oh boy.
Pow, pow, pow.
Cross-examination.
Let's do this. So, the murder weapon was a clock called the Timekeeper. Boy, not my first time with that kind of thing, right? Are you completely sure the murder weapon was the Timekeeper?
Yes, completely. The shape of the injury on the victim's head matches up with that of the Timekeeper. And it's definitely heavy enough to kill someone with.
But would the defendant have been able to pick up and swing something so heavy?
I tried it myself and I was able to lift it up just fine.
Maybe you're just freakishly strong.
Excuse me, Mr. Wright? I'll have you know that people on the force know me as the dainty forensic investigator.
Sorry, but really, you're hardly a delicate flower.
She could beat someone up, I bet.
Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. Save your antics for after the trial if you know how. Yes, sir. It won't happen again, sir.
Sir! Moving on.
Alright. They hit from behind, and he fell over right in the lantern. The defendant was fighting back against the victim, right? If so, wouldn't she have hit him from the front and not from behind?
The victim must have tried to run once Miss Wyatt started fighting back. That's probably when he got hit from behind.
I see. It's the blow to the back of his head.
The defendant must have looked awfully scary when she was brandishing that clock.
I don't know about that. Regardless of how scary Ellen looked, the victim was definitely hit from behind.
May I go on?
Yes, of course. Please do.
The
defendant was spotted then standing in front of the body, holding the murder weapon, jazz hands.
Jazz hands?
Alright. But that's only because she was so panicked when she found the body that she tried to use the timekeeper to go back in time.
Oh boy, he's like, what?
Mr. Wright, do you have any idea how absurd you sound? But Miss Wyatt really believes she could travel through time with that clock. You really should have come up with a more credible story, you know.
Yes, I agree.
Me three, but it's all I've got to go on.
Anyway, under the circumstances, the only conclusion we can draw is that the defendant killed the victim.
Okay.
Because, I mean, like, well, when you're panicked and you're fighting back, if he was already on the ground, like, not visibly moving, and then she hit him, then yeah. But if you're just hitting repeatedly,
I mean,
you don't know when someone's unconscious or not. If they...
I was gonna say it anyways, but even in like a more typical court of law, you can still get away with this as self-defense, because once someone attacks you and does bodily harm, like, you can have self-defense that is lethal to the other party, even after just an initial attack, just because
you're trying to, you're threatened.
So that is a defense. If it works or not, I mean, it can vary from judge to judge, but it is a justifiable defense. Anyways,
game logic.
The victim was struck twice. Wouldn't be drama without having a little bit of drama. Miss Wyatt must have had a chance to escape after she struck the victim the first time.
Wouldn't be drama without having a little bit of drama. Evan, 2022.
Thank you. So why would she stick around and hit him with such a heavy object again?
Well, about that.
Allow me to explain.
Oh boy,
why did she strike him again indeed? To finish off the victim, of course. This very clearly shows that she had every intention of killing Mr. Gloomsbury.
But Miss Wyatt would never do a thing like that.
Then let's see some evidence that disproves my theory.
You gonna just stand there and take that from him, Nick?
Can't refute his claim head on, so I'll have to approach it from a different angle. I'll have to turn it about, maybe. Well, looks like we won't be going anywhere until we can refute Edgeworth's claim.
This is so exciting. We haven't taken on Mr. Edgeworth in ages.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick. Now go get him.
No need to rush me, Maya. Alright, I better start by comparing Emma's testimony with the evidence we have, and look for any glaring inconsistencies. Alright. I want to see, can we investigate things in this game? No, I can't.
Like in Great Ace Attorney?
Yeah. Because I thought, wasn't that also doable in Dual Destinies?
It was.
Yeah, but in this game they simplified it and got rid of it. Okay, what would I have? I mean, let me take a look at the autopsy report. Not that I really miss anything, but let's see. Time of death is between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Caused that cerebral hemorrhage from a strong blow to the head. One contusion was found on the back of the head and one on the side. Those are caused by the same weapon. Okay, not much to go off there. Let's see. There's that photo of Ellen. Yup, that's not gonna do us much. Don't use the pterodactyl yet. Anything that stands out in the reception picture?
Don't ask
really.
me, because I can't see anything.
I know, and even on the audience, they got on the small part of the screen. I don't think Selena Sprocket would have anything to do with it. Is there anything cool there to notice?
Oh, the pocket watch.
I did notice that, so that's very interesting. And the symbol, like, kind of matches on what's on her tie there, so that's interesting. Starting
to sound like a Minecraft villager.
Okay, yeah, fog machine, not gonna mean anything. The Gloomsbury note. Nah, it doesn't seem to mean anything. The photo of the victim.
Okay.
The victim's body was found collapsed beside one of the peggable lanterns. Scattered around his body were flower petals, a note, and broken parts of the lantern. The pedestals were from flowers, not found inside the reception hall.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Huh. And then we got the broken lantern.
Where did those flower petals come from?
A different room. So, which kind of helps say that that things happen in a different place. In front of the body, holding the murder weapon. We know about that. Victim was struck twice, by the way.
And did you look at the autopsy report? I don't remember.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah, it just said that there were 2 blows, one to the back of the head, one to the side.
That's right, yeah. I spaced out.
I'm kind of already at a loss.
Oh no.
And it's the first testimony. The only thing I can think of, but Ellen said she moved it herself, which would kind of be a push, would be the fact of the bowl being in the center of the room when, according to all intents and pictures, it should be, you know, over right behind them, you know. But other than that, I don't see what's a discrepancy here.
I wonder if he was knocked unconscious at some point beforehand.
I don't know. The victim was struck twice. I mean, if it's in the autopsy report, there's not really much I can go against that. Oh, looks like we won't be on this. So exciting. Yeah.
Go get him.
Oh, I have to find a way to start comparing Emma's testimony with the evidence we have and look for any glaring inconsistencies. Nothing's glaring at me right now, to be quite honest. Merope was the clock called the timekeeper, which that's, yes, everything says that. The victim was hit from behind and he fell over in the lantern. That can be questionable.
Yeah.
Ven was spotted then standing in front of the body holding the murder weapon. And that there's eyewitness testimony and stuff. We don't have anything that says against that. And the victim was struck twice, which is the autopsy. The only thing that we have to go off of is the falling into the lantern. There's really not much to go off of with that says anything otherwise. No. The photo of the victim inside the lantern.
Inside.
I really don't know.
What about because that talks about the flower petals.
Yeah, so it could either be that or it could be the photo of the reception where you can see it in the background, but I'll go with photo of the victim. Objection. There we go. Cool. Yes, we're on the right track. Okay, we had it right.
Good thing I'm here.
Well, I mean, that was also what I went to at first, but I was just so unsure of what it would. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Good thing I'm here for confirmation.
I'm just saying I don't even know what exactly Phoenix is going to say is the...
I'm not sure either. We'll find out.
Yeah. Detective Sky, I'm afraid I have to apologize in advance.
For what?
For embarrassing you in front of your idol.
What do you mean?
If you take a look at this photograph, of the crime scene, you'll see that the victim is lying on his back. But if the victim had been hit from behind, as you claim, then he should have fallen over into the lantern face down.
I didn't even think about that.
No, I didn't think of the physics like that. It's not enough to simply take someone's side, Detective Sky, even if it's Mr. Edgeworth's.
There does appear to be a flaw in Detective Sky's testimony.
Mr. Wright, if you think I'm going to just back right down, then you're sadly mistaken.
Emma's unusually fired up today.
Don't forget, she's in front of her hero, Nick. The Steel Samurai came to watch this trial. I'd want to do my absolute best, too.
There's someone else who would do their best, too. It'd actually be a pretty big handicap for me.
Yeah, it would. Listen, Mr. Wright. It's entirely possible that the defendant moved the victim's body after he fell over. In that case, there wouldn't be any contradiction, right?
Indeed. That was an excellent counter-argument, Detective.
You can count on me, sir. So, what do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright?
Is it possible that the victim's body was moved after he fell into the lantern? Fuck you, no.
Fuck you, no.
Sorry, Detective, but there's no way the victim's body was moved after his death.
Oh, really? And what makes you so sure?
The flower petal on top of his knee? Because if you move someone's body, that kind of should be there. One look at this here, and it should become obvious.
Yeah.
I gotta get it right there. Boom. What?
What exactly are you pointing at, Mr. Wright?
Oh, this right here?
Uh-oh.
What you're trying to communicate is not obvious at all, Mr. Wright. This penalty should make my feelings on the matter pretty obvious, even to you.
Oh shit. The only thing that's obvious right now is the pain in my attorney's badge.
Oof.
I'm gonna... Well, there is one on his chest as well. Is that the one they want me to point out? Watch that and even be it still, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little save here before I start fucking things up too much. But let's go right back. I guess I'll
maybe then, well, the note wouldn't really.
No, because you can still move a body, but the pedal shouldn't be there, right?
Nope.
Fucking
Load.
No, I'm okay. We'll be okay.
Oh my god.
I do it in case we literally lose this the entire way that I have a quick load point from.
Are they saying that the flower petals could just stick to the body, I guess?
I don't know, but at this point, I'm not sure what's obvious. What the fuck? Is it like the remnants of the thing here?
Oh, yeah, because it lines up.
Okay.
Those broken bits of the lantern?
Yes, if the body had been moved after the fact, these fragments would have fallen off of it. Or the flower petals could have as well, but as you can see clearly, they're lying perfectly undisturbed on top of the body. Like flower petals.
Oh my god.
I'm not tilted, you're tilted. I don't know what you're talking about. This means the victim must have been lying face up from before the lantern even broke.
You're right. Yeah, Mr. Wright. No. But wait a minute. If that's true, then when was the victim killed? I mean, the lantern was still whole during the reception, right?
Right, which means we've just overturned a major assumption about this case.
About this case.
If the victim was already dead before the lantern was even broken, then the body must have been inside the lantern since before the reception started.
Yeah, that was our theory, thinking...
In other words, the defense asserts that the victim was killed before the wedding reception.
What?
Why are you so surprised, Judge? Calm down.
To be fair, she'd be defending Edgeworth with all her might right now. In short, when Miss Wyatt was seen standing in front of the body after the reception, it wasn't the moment just after the murder was committed. It was the moment she happened to discover the body, just as Miss Wyatt claims.
Ah! Objection. Oh boy, haven't heard that in a while.
Huh. Whether the act was committed before or after the reception is entirely inconsequential. After all, it was the defendant who prepared the reception hall for the event in question. Therefore, when the murder occurred, changes nothing with regard to her guilt. She could have killed the victim before the reception, as you claim, and then tried to hide his body in the lantern after the event ended.
Hi, Sam.
Sorry, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, where would the body have been hiding during the reception in your scenario?
Hidden.
No, that's... Even you have to admit, Mr. Edgeworth, that this has opened up a new possibility. Do explain, Mr. Wright.
Like
well, if
time
Miss Wyatt
travel.
didn't commit the crime in the reception hall, then that means someone somewhere put the victim's body into the lantern.
I suppose that makes sense. A dead body couldn't have put itself in there.
Exactly, Your Honor. In other words, if the murder actually occurred before the reception, it opens up the possibility that...
He was killed somewhere else. Defendant didn't do it. He was killed some other way. Well,
I mean, the top two both can technically...
Killed somewhere else?
That's kind of been the thing that we've been
Yeah, because the flowers.
talking about. Okay, good. If the body was hidden inside the lantern, then that it opens that it's possible.
It
that
opens?
the body,
What?
Then it's possible that the body was moved along with it from somewhere else.
That word's not even there. Oh, you're right.
You can run that mouth of yours all you want. But do you have any evidence to support what's coming out of it, Mr. Wright? Of course I do. I think the answer lies in that piece of evidence. And in something that was left at the crime scene that will point us to where the victim was really killed.
Oh boy.
Very well, Miss Wright. In that case, what proves that the lantern and the body were moved from somewhere else?
The flower petals.
Yes, well, we're gonna prove that next time.
Oh gosh.
Oh, God.
It's been a while.
These flower petals are gonna be the end of me.
There's always something in one of the photos. There's always something that could be it, but just isn't in the game.
Yeah.
There's always something.
Oh, man.
Back at it again.